Hello everybody, this is me, Amin.
And this is Alex.
And welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About. And in this episode, we're going to talk about ePemula and Grab. So let's go back in time. So before that, this show is recorded on the Friday, 15th of April. It will be published a week after that. So just bear in mind with regards to the timing. So on the 31st of March, the Ministry of Finance announced the mechanics of the allocation of this ePemula. ePemula was announced, I think, during the budget of 2022, the 2022 budget last year. So the allocation is about 300,000 ringgit.
300 million.
Sorry, 300 million ringgit will be allocated for the disbursement of 100 ringgit and 150 ringgit e-tunai,
eWallet credit.
Yeah, eWallet credit. This is expected to benefit over 2 million youths from the age of 18 to 20 who are full-time students in universities, right?
Or it's 18 to 20 as well as full-time university students.
Oh, I see.
So if you're older but still studying full-time, you're eligible as well.
Okay, so the idea behind this ePemula thing is to obviously stimulate the economy, number one, and is to stimulate the economy among local vendors. So for this, the Minister of Finance has announced that four e-wallets will be taking part in the disbursement of this 150 ringgit credit. One of them is BigPay, there's ShopeePay, there's Touch and Go eWallet, and finally there's GrabPay. So we take note that the government instruction, I would say, or the requirement here is to provide 150 ringgit e-credit.
eWallet credit. Yes.
E-wallet credit via e-wallets, right?
Yes.
So the distinction here is credit. And as far as we can tell, BigPay, ShopeePay, Touch and Go has been dispersing 150 ringgit e-wallet credits plus some additional benefits, whatever. The only difference is Grab. And the big issue that we have is right now, Grab has provided e-wallet vouchers, 150 ringgit of vouchers.
Yes, for the ePemula credit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is the issue?
So here's the issue, right? So like the previous programs we had last time, we have e-tunai rakyat, where they give out 30 ringgit. There's e-penjana, where they give out 50 ringgit. There's e-belia, they give 150 ringgit. And now just ePemula, 150 ringgit. So all these are mentioned clearly. It's credit.
Yep.
So credit that goes into your account is for you to spend. And of course, it's not transferable. You can do cash out.
You can't cash out.
Yeah, so the intention, like you said, is to stimulate the local economy and also to encourage a cashless society, both the user as well as merchants, so that the merchants will get on board and accepting QR code payments and all that stuff. So with the credit, right, so it's basically fully flexible. You can spend 1 ringgit, 20 ringgit, up to 150 ringgit. You want to spend the whole credit one go, that's fine. But how Grab is doing is that they're dispersing vouchers. And the vouchers comes in different denominations. So instead of getting 150 ringgit one lump sum, you get 1 30 ringgit e-voucher. You get 3 20 ringgit e-vouchers. You get 2 15 ringgit e-vouchers, 2 10 ringgit e-vouchers, and 2 5 ringgit e-vouchers.
Oh, it's like my school's Hari canteen when I was younger. You get like a book of coupons, that has 1 ringgit, 3 ringgit, 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. So the problem with that is that, okay, let's say you want to buy something that costs 100 ringgit, right? So on the normal credit method, it's like, I just deduct 100 ringgit from my e-wallet.
Yes.
Fine. But in this case, you want to spend 100 ringgit, right? The biggest denomination is 30 ringgit. So you need to pay 70 ringgit. So which means that you need to top up more money.
No, why not I just add up the total amount in the voucher to 100 ringgit? I can do that, right?
You can't. Apparently, it's not stackable. That's the thing that pisses people off.
Wait a minute. What?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's like, what's going on? And everyone's like,
why is Grab controlling the way I want to use this credit that is provided by the government to me?
Exactly. I mean, that's the biggest complaint that people are making. Like, what? How, are they allowed to do that? It feels like a scam because everyone was assuming that I'm going to get credit for me to spend. I can spend as much as I want, anyhow I like, any way I like. Okay, so another thing that I want to highlight is that for ePemula, slightly different from the previous eWallet campaigns. Previously, you can spend it on both online and offline purchases. So, like for example, if you got money in Shopee, you can use it to buy stuff on Shopee online. But for ePemula, it's strictly for offline transactions only. So, which means that they are targeting transactions on the ground at like shops, like Macekia or
Yeah.
Kedai Runcit, all that, to support local businesses.
Yeah, so the local businesses, it wants to spur the local businesses so that the local businesses adopt the cashless. That means they accept e-wallet payments.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yep.
Which is great. But I think what Grab is doing is like, I mean, for the lack of a better word, is like really.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean,
it's quite scummy
sorry,
lah.
Grab, but yeah, it's terrible. So they want to control. For me, they are double dipping. They win both sides.
Yes.
So if you want to buy something and you cannot add up the vouchers, you have to top up.
Yes.
So they win by the transaction. So by you topping up, they win, and then by the transaction they win. The other thing is they earn is by, let's say I want to buy something that is 25 ringgit and I have a voucher that's 30 ringgit. Okay lah, I just burn the 5 ringgit lah.
Yeah, that's a good point. So basically, another potential is that you could be burning your vouchers, and not just that. If you add this whole thing up, right, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, you need to make a total of 10 transactions to completely utilize your 150 ringgit ePemula benefit.
All right. In comparison, the other e-wallets, I can spend 150 ringgit in just one transaction.
Yes, because it's like credit. It goes to your wallet like a balance, so you can spend anyhow you want.
So, and then if you don't know, right, Grab is also earning from transactions. So if there's a payment made, they get a commission. They get a cut from that transaction. So they're triple dipping here. If you want to spend, you have to. If you want to spend more than the voucher denomination, you got to top up. So let's say if something you want to buy is 40 ringgit and the voucher is 30 ringgit, so you got to top up 10 ringgit. If you don't have 10 ringgit in your wallet, you got to put in 10 ringgit in your wallet. So they earn from that. Number two, if you're spending, if you want to buy something that is 25 ringgit and there's only a 30 ringgit voucher, you burn that 5 ringgit. And they get that 5 ringgit because the 5 ringgit is already provided by the government, 150 ringgit, right?
Yep.
And then number three is through transactions. Like if I want to buy something and I pay the merchant will have to pay a cut to Grab. So essentially they're making tons of money from this because Grab is, if you like it, I mean, whether you like it or not, Grab is the number one. I mean, unofficially is one of the most popular e-wallets that's been used in the market. I mean, for me, at least, I'm exclusively using Grab to pay for everything.
RFID as well?
Okay, except for Touch 'n Go. So I have Grab and then I have Touch 'n Go e-wallet. But Touch 'n Go e-wallet, I'm only using it for my RFID mostly, or for when I have some problem with my Grab, then I pay with RFID lah.
Yep.
With Touch 'n Go e-wallet. So I mean, okay. To be fair to Grab, we've reached out to them and we asked for an explanation, like, why are you doing this? What is the intent and purpose of you? And what right do you have to break down the government's allocation of 150 ringgit into this denomination of vouchers and only allow for single transaction per voucher denomination? Right, so we reached out to them, and what did they say? Yeah,
so Zamira, who wrote the story about the whole issue, she reached out to Grab. So we got a statement from Priyanka Madan, the head of GrabPay in Malaysia, and she said, since the launch of GrabPay e-wallet, we have been working alongside with like-minded partners and government agencies to grow cashless adoption among Malaysians. Parallel to that, we have also been working with them to help businesses to digitalize and embrace the digital economy, which is aligned to the government's national agenda.
Okay.
Together, we've helped thousands of micro, small, and medium-sized business transactions online and to accept cashless payments as a means to overcome the movement control restrictions. In line with the essence of Pemula, GrabPay fractionalized the 150 ringgit credit from the Ministry of Finance.
In line with the what of Pemula?
Fractionalized.
No, in line with the
essence of ePemula.
Okay, that is totally against what ePemula is. Why do you fractionalize? Okay.
Okay, wait, let me finish this out. Okay. So, in line with the essence of ePemula, GrabPay fractionalized the 150 ringgit credit from the Ministry of Finance to smaller denominations of cash vouchers to provide eligible claimants more opportunities to spend prudently while benefiting multiple brick and mortar businesses as they strive to recoup their offline sales while still leveraging on the benefits of the digital economy.
Okay, my comment on that statement. What the is that bullshit? It's what does it? Okay, I'm gonna ask you. Does it even make sense to you? Okay, breaking the 150 into smaller vouchers allows people to be more prudent in their spending.
Okay, more opportunities to spend more prudently. At least more opportunities for them to make more money, right?
Exactly.
Like, what nonsense is this? Like, if you don't trust people, hello, please, we are all adults, right?
Okay,
Come on.
within the ePemula, whatever that the government is saying, right? They didn't say that, okay, eWallet providers, please control, please monitor how much the people is spending. They
Or like,
just
please
say,
make sure they spend wisely. There's no such thing.
yeah, so the instruction is clear. 150 ringgit will be provided to eWallet users who are 18 to 20-year-old or full-time university students. 300 million ringgit has been allocated for this initiative within the 2022 budget. What right does Grab have to say, okay, I'm going to collect some toll from this? Right? So essentially, this is just taking some money from people. It's stealing people's money and
convert it to vouchers that people don't really want.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's unfair. It's like, for example, someone give you cash suddenly, the next thing you know, everything's computerized. Like, wait, why am I giving this sort of restrictions?
Yes, and the danger of this is that Big Pay, Shopee Pay, and Touch and Go has been compliant. They've been following what the government's instructions are. For some reason, GrabPay think they are smart and they think they can, earn more money from this initiative that is supposed to spur the e-wallet adoption in the country. And, it's an opportunity for them to be the better people, the better brand, and rise above their competitors like Big Pay, Shopee Pay, and Touch and Go. Instead, they try to be sneaky and scammy about it and try to earn more money. So my point is, the compliant e-wallet providers have been following the government's instruction to a T. The concern now is Grab is doing this and they have not been reprimanded. So the announcement was made on the 31st of March from Minister of Finance. The people who are eligible for ePemula can start claiming their credit from the 11th of March. And from 11th of April. And then from 11th of April, we noticed that Grab is providing vouchers. So 4 days after that, which is the 15th of April, today, we're making this show because there hasn't been any comments or reprimand from the Ministry of Finance with regards to how Grab is handling the allocation of the ePemula credits.
Yeah, because Zamira wrote about this issue because people were complaining on the day itself. So Zamira wrote the story, but there was no response from the Ministry of Finance or any other authority. So what does this mean? Is the Ministry of Finance endorsing such practices?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, it seems like it.
Yeah, because my another biggest concern is, okay, since giving out vouchers, right? Okay, do note that the ePemula program, right, has limited time. So if you don't use the credit, or in this context, vouchers, it will be expired on the 10th of June. So what happens after that? Will Grab refund back that value to the Ministry of Finance, or are they going to keep it for themselves?
Obviously, it's not gonna be returned back. I mean,
because on record, it looks like the members have already converted to vouchers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Grab can just so what Grab can do is the voucher
convert the voucher already.
Okay, number one, yes, it's converted to voucher. That means it's fully spent.
Yes, correct.
And then if the voucher is not used, it doesn't matter because after the expiry, it's just fully spent. It's been allocated. It's like the Hari Canteen voucher lah.
Yep.
You pay the voucher. You pay to get the coupon book.
Yes, collected already.
Then after the Hari Canteen is finished, you cannot use it next day.
Yeah, because it's a fundraising thing, right? So whatever, regardless you use or not, you really help to contribute to the fund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Grab is not raising funds. Grab is just earning money.
Yeah, and then they're doing this, and there's no reprimand, like you said, from the Ministry of Finance. And for me, that's a huge concern because, okay, this will set a bad precedent for future campaigns like this. So imagine like guys like Shopee or Big Pay or Touch and Go, hey, we can do that.
Yeah.
So imagine next time, right? If the government's gonna announce another 150 ringgit e-wallet program, they can do what? They can give you out 150 vouchers of 1 ringgit each.
So every single transaction you have to top up lah. Basically, okay, it's not even cashback. Basically, it's just a 1 ringgit discount lah for anything.
Just to encourage you to spend to make 150 transactions.
Yeah, 150 transaction. 1 ringgit.
Yes,
that's terrible, man.
Because if let's say someone do it, right? What are they gonna say? Hey, last time Grab can do that, what?
Yeah, why can't I do?
Why can't do it? Yeah.
What's so special about Grab?
Yeah, that's why. And Grab is a Singapore-based e-wallet. If you don't know already, so Grab It's a Singapore-based
I
company.
mean, it's founded in Malaysia, but then they went to Singapore because Singapore provided them with more tax breaks and incentives. It's all about making money for Grab. The $54 billion company that went on IPO on NASDAQ, I think it was this year, so they're now worth like 54 billion, is despite making so much money,
they're doing this.
It's still trying to steal from Malaysia's, from our hard-earned taxpayers' money.
Yeah, it's damn scummy. And for me, there are two sides lah. Okay, Grab doing this, okay, it's wrong. But same time, the government should do something. It's not fair lah.
Yes, the government should do something because within these 4 days, I think even within these 4 days, so again, 11 of April, you can start claiming your 150 ringgit credit through your favorite eWallet. People will finish that 150 ringgit within a day.
Yep.
Not a problem. So the more people are using, the more the government is delaying with regards to making a comment or whatever, the more the money will be spent, and the less that they can do about it.
It's like, case closed lah. People finished already.
Yeah.
I think the Ministry of Finance should step in like immediately on the day itself. Like, this is not right lah.
Yeah, no, not even on the day. They should agree to say that, okay, guys, do not provide vouchers. You can provide additional value, and I think a lot of the wallets are providing additional value, over double of what the government is allocated. So to be fair, Grab has also provided double the additional value in terms of, so 150 ringgit, they match that with benefits, right?
For Grab Food, and also another 60 ringgit benefits for selected merchants. So you get like 360 ringgit worth of value in total lah.
Yeah, so they're doing that. That's their part. And whatever the head of GrabPay in Malaysia is saying, I think it's bullshit, because that explanation really does not explain the need for Grab to break down the 150 ringgit credit into vouchers. That's number one. So even if they break it down into vouchers, I still think it's okay. But the fact that I cannot add the two vouchers together to spend on what I want is terrible. The motive here is just to get people to transact more, which is okay. That is in line with ePemula. Number two is to top up more. And number three is to waste more, because if I'm spending on an item that's less than what the denomination of the voucher is, then I lose that money. And that's terrible. So I think it's clear what Grab's intentions are. My question is, what is the government doing?
Exactly. And
it's easy to say that, let's move on to another e-wallet. Let's use Big Pay or Shopee Pay or Touch and Go. I mean, yeah, it can be done, but I'm not sure whether there is any motivation for people to move, right? So 150 ringgit for students for 18 to 20-year-olds and full-time university students make a significant amount of the users within Grab. How many of these users? I don't know, but I assume it's a lot, because young people prefer to use credit. In fact, I don't see the need for using cash anymore. I find it cumbersome and messy and slow. So there is a significant amount here, and there is an opportunity. I think Grab can be. I mean, they have smart people in Grab, and I think they can be smarter in the way, if that they want to earn, right? They can be smarter to at least make it look like they're giving back to the society lah, rather than, okay, we're just going to steal the money from the government. I think that's where I'm coming from.
Yep.
So is there anything else to add, Alex? Okay, so for me, the other thing I want to add is this way of disbursing funds to the public using e-wallets. I think the government has used this for four, 5 times already.
4 times. This is the 4th time.
And I think this is a popular way. I think this is the preferred way. I think the government likes doing this.
Yep.
And I foresee that there will be more of such programs happening in the future, especially during budget allocations, and especially during when it comes to election period. I think closer to the election period, there will be more of this happening. And the more the Ministry of Finance is keeping quiet about this, just puts power in the people who shouldn't have power. So people like Grab right now. And then if it's after Grab, then it's people who are at Big Pay, who are at Shopee Pay. The intention of this is to provide money to people who might not have it, or to students, right? To provide this money to all these people. And to them, 150 ringgit worth of credit can mean a lot. to the people that are running BigPay, GrabPay, ShopeePay, and Touch and Go eWallet, 150 ringgit means nothing to them. Yet, the powers that be at Grab feels like it's still okay for them to steal this money from the people who need them the most.
I think you just sum it up pretty well. Like I said, the government has an objective of giving credit to people. Like, why you do these things? You basically you're twisting the whole scheme around for their own benefit, and that's really horrible, man. I feel so disgusted when we mentioned about this.
Yeah, pissed off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the whole team at Surgeon Chow is pissed off at what Grab is doing. We picked up the story from when people started complaining about it, and we followed up on the story all the way until today, the 15th of April. Zamira has been writing a full series about it, and she even reached out to Grab to get a full-on explanation. I think she's also reaching out to the Minister of Finance.
Yeah, so far I haven't got any response yet. So we'll see. So on today, 15th of April, constantly they're also having a launch event. I don't know why they're doing a launch after dispersing the money.
Because they feel good about it lah. They want to launch it to show, hey, youths, we've already disbursed 150 ringgit to all of you. You guys
remember my face.
You guys had a good time spending all that money. Election is coming out. Just make sure
remember
when you want some more extra credit, make sure you know who to vote. Yeah. That's all, man. That's all.
Yep.
And it stinks. It stinks.
No doubt about it.
Okay, so Soya Chin Chow is not a political platform. It's not about banging the government, the current government, or supporting the opposition. I think I need to make it clear there. But we've also evolved from being a platform that talks about mobile phones and gadgets to a platform that talks about how technology impacts the life of people. And we see that happening now. This is one this is one good example of how the mobile phone is just an enabler of a lot more, many more important things that's happening that's utilizing technology. So without the mobile phone, obviously you cannot create e-wallets and stuff like that. But the technology now exists. Now the government is using e-wallets to disburse funds. This has never been done before. Previously, it was through banks or through
cash,
or you have to go to the government office and to get that. And it's happening. Now, while this is happening, it's a new frontier. E-wallet operators will find new ways to make money or new ways to exploit
the value of this.
The value of this thing. And as the funds get, as the amount get bigger and bigger, or the funds and allocation get bigger and bigger, there needs to be clear instructions, clear SOPs on how to do this, so that the 150 ringgit that's allocated to the youths get full 150 ringgit.
Yeah, at least get it channeled properly, right? Yeah.
And it doesn't go wasted in the middleman. The idea of technology, so the definition of technology is something that is man-made, that is supposed to make life easier. And it's true that the mobile phones, the e-wallets are definitely making life easier, especially during the time of the pandemic and moving forward. People are adopting it more. They are confident with the technology, and they're using it. The question is now, what are the rules and regulation in place, or adopting or evolving fast enough to make sure that it's been utilized properly?
Yep. And
that's pretty much it. So I don't know. So how can you guys make an impact? Go and tweet to the Minister of Finance.
Menkyu.
Yes, Menkyu Tengku Zafrul. Make your voices heard. Write to Grab or complain to Grab.
Write to your MPs.
Yeah. I think that can make a difference. What we're saying is that yes, technology is great and this initiative is great, but the way some e-wallet providers are doing it is wrong. It's completely wrong. It's not bad. I'm not saying that. Okay, there are good implementations and there are bad implementations. So bad implementations might not be wrong. It's just bad. This one is wrong.
Yes, downright
it's
wrong.
It's beyond bad.
Yeah, and then they're getting away with it.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. Are you a ePemula benefiter? how has the experience been for you, especially when using Grab eWallet? And it's also my cue to remind you guys that we're available on podcast. So if you want, you can listen to us while driving or while riding your Grab car or while doing your Grab work. Just look for us on any of your favorite podcast platforms. We're available. Just search for Soya Chinchao Let's Talk About, and we're there. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a like if you find the show informative and useful, or the discussion is something that you find insightful. Drop a comment in the comment section below and let us know what you think. And do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, because your support makes this channel grow. If you're listening to us on podcast, give us a 5-star rating, because that, again, helps this channel grow. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're listening to us on podcast and you have a thought, or you want to say something, you have an opinion about what we talked about today, or an idea you want to share, drop us a voice note at
Let's talk about at soyachinchao.com.
And if there's anything, if it's good or if it's interesting, we'll put it in the upcoming show. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is me, Amin.
And this is Alex.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.